Good morning. My name is Andres Blanco, and this is one of the LiLEi Encounters. This time, this class is going to be called Grammar Time, Phrasal Verbs. Do you want me to speak in Spanish or in English? Perfect. Now, let's give it a moment. Some people is joining the meeting. So please install Kahoot, or you can use a web browser. You can go to this address, kahoot.it, and I'm going to give you a game pin. Do you know how to use Kahoot? You can use a web browser or you can use it on your phone, but it's an app, you have to install it. As a player, it's very easy to use, but as a teacher, you have to know how to create the game. Let's give it a moment because people are joining the meeting. I'm going to give the pin in a moment. Okay, no one else is joining the meeting. So, that's the pin number. Can you see it on the screen? 1279136. So since we're going to talk about a little bit about grammar, I want to check if you know the parts of the speech, because we're going to use meta language. We're going to talk about the language. So I need to know if you can identify or differentiate the different parts of the speech. For those who just joined, please install Kahoot or go to the Kahoot webpage. We're going to play a little game as a warm-up. The exercise is about parts of speech. In order to explain what is a phrasal verb, I need to know if you can differentiate between verbs, adjectives, nouns, conjunctions. Okay, I'll start in 1 minute. Okay, let's start. You can join at any moment with the same pin. What is a noun? The pin is below 1279136. It's right here on the corner. Okay, good. A noun is the name of a person, place, thing, or idea. You can select more than one. Which of those are nouns? Okay. Remember, you can identify more than one in this exercise. When it says select, maybe there's more than one option. What I wanted to show you in this exercise is that most people identify nouns as things they can touch, but nouns are also ideas, concepts. Pronoun is used to avoid repetition. It usually replaces a noun. Select the pronouns. Good. Some people chose these, that, these, those. These are demonstratives. Good, Osvaldo. What is an adjective? Good. Select the adjectives. Most people identify best, worst, easier, but these are also adjectives. This, that, this, those are adjectives. Osvaldo is still on the lead. What is a verb? Very good. Now select the verbs. The red ones are adjectives. What is an adverb? An adverb modifies verbs, adjectives, or another adverb. After, already, before, and early are also adverbs. What is a preposition? It shows the relationship of a noun or a pronoun with another word. What is a conjunction? Conjunctions join ideas, words, paragraphs. Now, the last two questions. Three last questions. Select the conjunctions.
I can't see the exercise, teacher.
Can you see the presentation? I think someone tried to share their screen.
Yeah, teacher. I can see it.
A moment.
It says that Juan Arroyave is sharing the screen.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Last question. Select the interjections. The red ones and the blue ones were not interjections. Interjections are more like sounds you make. Very good, Osvaldo, Gomez, and Stephanie. When you are participating in web conference or CIPAS, remember to change your name. There's a protocol. You have to use the name of your zone and then your full name. Now, today's topic is phrasal verbs. So we're going to see a short video, and I want you to try to identify what's common among those verbs that he's going to show you. This is a channel called Learn English with Bob the Canadian. It's a very good channel. So let's see the video. How can you change the name? I don't really know. And I need to change the permission because someone else dropped in my screen. Sharing. Anyway. Can you see my screen?
No.
How about now? Okay, Bob the Canadian.
Hi, welcome to this English lesson on phrasal verbs, where I'm going to act out over 25 phrasal verbs. By the way, act out is already your first phrasal verb for this video. When you act something out, you use all of your skills to demonstrate through actions what the word means. So hopefully I can act out these verbs really, really well for you. I think though, before we kick off this video, by the way, that's your second phrasal verb already. When you kick something off, it means that you start or begin it. But before we kick off this video, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe by clicking that red button below. And as you watch this video, if it helps you learn a little bit of English, give me a thumbs up. So ever since I had heart surgery, I feel like it's very important to work out as much as I can. I usually lift some weights, but when I work out, I also do some walking and I do some running. You want to be careful though when you're working out, because if you work out too hard, you might black out. Okay. So my friend now from China gave me this gift, and I've been practicing quite a bit, and I thought today I would show off a little bit. When you show off, it's when you do something so that people will admire you. So thanks a lot for this gift. Now the whole family has been playing with it a lot. So this tire is a little bit flat, so I need to pump up this tire. In order to pump up this tire, though, I need to bend over so I can reach down here. And I will put this on, and I will pump up the tire. I don't want to pump it up too much, though. If I put too much air in, the tire might blow up, and we don't want that to happen. So sometimes I need to pick things up that won't fit in my van. When that happens, I need to hook up my trailer. When I hook up my trailer, I can take it where I need to go, and I can pick up really big things. So a couple of days ago, we had a really bad windstorm, and it knocked some branches off this tree. Some, though, are still partially attached. So I'm going to have to cut off this branch because it's dead. Luckily, though, the tree is still alive. I'm very happy about that because I certainly don't want to cut down the whole tree. So I'm really happy the tree is still alive. But when I look at this job, it seems like a lot of work. I wonder if I should call up my brother and see if he can come and help. I really hope, though, when I'm cutting branches off this tree, that there aren't any bees. If there are, I might need to run away.
Okay, that's enough. If you want to see the whole video, you can go to Learn English with Bob the Canadian. You can find him in YouTube. Now, what is a phrasal verb? What did you identify as you saw the video?
Okay,
Is there something common among those words, that vocabulary? Run away, pump up.
It's a verb. It's a verb
Fall
with
down.
a preposition.
Hook up. Yeah, those are phrasal verbs in the chat. But what do they have in common? That's not an adverb. That's a preposition. It's a verb and a preposition. They usually have two parts, or sometimes they have more. So the Merriam-Webster dictionary says that a phrasal verb is a phrase such as take off or look down on, that combines a verb with a preposition or adverb, or both, and that functions as a verb whose meaning is different from the combined meanings of the individual words. That's a very short definition. In this book, English in Use, you can see a very detailed description. What are phrasal verbs? Phrasal verbs are verbs that consist of a verb and a particle, a preposition or adverb, or a verb and two particles, an adverb and a preposition, as in get on with or look forward to. They are identified by their grammar. So usually you're going to have a two-part verb or sometimes a three-part verb. The idea is that you have to learn the meaning by the group of words, not just word by word. That's a big mistake. Now, sometimes these phrasal verbs have a one-word equivalent. For example, you can come across a new phrasal verb, or you can encounter it. You can pick up a language, or you can acquire it. Come across and pick up sound less literary or formal than encounter or acquire. That's why you need to identify the parts of a speech, because you're going to see a verb, and after that, you're going to see an adverb or a preposition. Phrasal verbs, as any other verb, can be transitive or intransitive. What is a transitive verb? Do you know? What is a transitive verb? If you can activate your microphone. Well, at least you know what is a verb, right? A verb is an action or a state. A transitive verb requires an object to complete their meaning, okay? If you use a transitive verb in the incorrect form, people won't understand or will think that the idea is incomplete. For example, if someone says, I'm looking for, and stops. If he stops at, I'm looking for, the idea is incomplete. You need an object. I'm looking for my keys. I'm looking for my girlfriend. I'm looking for a new job. A transitive verb needs an object. There's a subject, a verb, and an object in the sentence. So keys here is the object. This is the object that you're looking for. If you only say, I'm looking for, you will have people wondering, what are you looking for? It's an incomplete idea. Looking for what? Looking for whom? You need to express the object to have a complete idea. That's a transitive verb. He's looking for his passport. You should put on a jacket. Can you turn off the light? So transitive verbs needs an object so you can express a complete idea. Opposed as the intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs, you can use them and the idea is complete. Everyone will understand. They don't have a direct object. You can have more information in the sentence, but not an object. Look at these examples. My car broke down. My car broke down on the way to work. This is information, but there's no object for broke down. This is in the past tense.
Isn't that the car? In that sentence, isn't that the car the object, the subject?
We will talk is intransitive. That's the idea. Tomorrow is not an object, as they are putting in the chat. Now, can you sit down, please? This is the action. This is the whole idea. Can you sit down? You don't need an object. I grew up in New Zealand. This is information. Information of place, information of time, but it's not an object. Okay? Yeah, a very usual way to teach phrasal verbs is when you teach routines. Have you ever given a class about routines? You need to teach wake up, get up, make up. There are other verbs that goes with their routines. Your daily routines have many phrasal verbs. We should dress up for the party. Nobody found out. Excuse me.
Teacher, I have a question.
Nobody found out that I didn't have an invitation. I
Okay,
get
the
up
teacher
at
cannot
7
listen to us.
every morning.
If you have any question, I guess you have to type
See,
it in the
this
chat.
is part of a routine.
Maybe he's having issues,
So again,
technical issues. He's not listening to us.
Transitive verbs need objects. Intransitive verbs, they don't need anything else. You can add information, but they don't need an object. So when you're trying to put something between the phrasal verb, is because it's a transitive verb. Okay, sometimes you can divide the phrasal verb, but it needs to be in transitive form. Now, the most popular verbs that we're going to see are get, look, and take. And as you can see, we have the verb, and the verb by itself has its own meaning. But when you combine a verb with a preposition or another particle, you get a different meaning. So when you're going to learn phrasal verbs, you want to know the context. If you're going to teach phrasal verbs, you have to give them a situation. For example, let's check. Get at, get about, get across, get after, get ahead, get along, get around, get over, get away, get back, get behind, get down, get in, get it up, get on. Can you tell me a phrasal verb that is not on the list? Part of the routines or part of your life, really. Do you know any other combination with get? Yeah, get up is not there. Get out. There are many other combinations. You can click on it. I'm going to share the link with you. Get lost. Get married. And as you can see, there's a long list of combinations with get. How do you learn all those combinations? You don't need to. You just need practice. As long as you get the context of the paragraph or the text, you're going to get the meaning of most of this while you are reading or practicing. But it's good to know how to identify them. If you see get with a preposition, you will probably need to check in a dictionary that is more than this one word. It's an expression. It has its own meaning. And depending on the situation, it can change. For example, we have two examples here about get along. Get along is used in the United Kingdom. It could be to interact or coexist with. I wish the kids would get along better. They coexist. They are not friends, but you want them to be at least very polite to each other, to get along. Or have a good relationship with someone. My boss and I get along very well. Now you have established a relation and it's cordial, it's polite. So get along has two meanings. So when you find a phrasal verb, you have to check the context and sometimes the region, because some of those are expressions in very particular regions. Now this is get. Look. You have look out, look on, look in, look for, look up, look back, look through, look to, look after, look round, look forward to, look ahead. You can join this page, facebook.com English study page. It's a very good page. Now, these are examples of the most common phrasal verbs. We're not going in depth into the meaning of each one of these. I want you to identify them. It's a verb and a particle. In this case, prepositions. And take. Take for, take aback, take aside, take away, take after, take back. Again, you can see that there are two possible meanings for take back: take down, take through, take up, take for, take in, take off, take on, take out. So there are many phrasal verbs. You can have one class to define all of them or to teach all of them. What you can do is to teach your students how to identify them. And if you want to practice phrasal verbs, there are many, many books. I will recommend you this collection, English in Use. There's the basic book. There's English in Use Intermediate and English in Use Advanced. It's a very good collection. This one is for Cambridge, but also you can get very good books from Oxford. There's the Oxford Phrasal Verbs Dictionary here. So let's see if you can identify the phrasal verbs in the following sentences. Okay? You will need pen and paper or your notepad, and then you can share your answers in the chat. The first sentence is the following one. I sent off the order last week, but the goods haven't turned up yet. Good. Send off. And the other one is turn up. As you can see, those are in the past tense. Sent, turned. You change the verb, not the preposition. I came across an interesting book in the library. I took down the title. Here it is. Good. Came across, took down. Obviously, if we're going to use some other verb tense like the future, you will see the auxiliary verbs. Here, haven't, turned up. The haven't is the auxiliary verb. But the phrasal verb is turn up. Now, third question. We asked some friends around to watch a film, but the video wasn't playing up, and it eventually broke down. Good. Broke down. Ask around. Very good. Look, ask around is separated. You have the object here. Sometimes you can do this. You can change the object and put it in the middle of the phrase. You can say, I can turn on the lights, or I can turn the lights on. It's fine. I brought up this problem at the last meeting. It's really time to sort out the problem. Brought up, sort out, very good. I wish he'd stop messing us about. He's put the meeting off 3 times, and now he wants to call it off altogether. Tulande, I cannot give you the meaning because that's the next exercise. In the next exercise, you're going to deduce the meaning. So give me a moment. Messing about, good. call off, and put off. Now I'm going to share a link with you in the chat. I hope you can do the exercise, and I will let you to show me your answers. You have to click around here and choose a color and write. Here, you can draw. Join them. The link is in the chat. You have 2 minutes. If someone wants to show us the answers, you can share the screen. Any volunteer who wants to show the answers? No one? You have to click on Presentar ahora or Share Screen. Okay. After 2 minutes, you're going to see the answers. How did it go? Hello, are you listening to me?
Yes. Yes, teacher.
How did it go? Okay, let's continue. You can have the link and you can practice later. Now, you're going to check these 5 sentences and you're going to tell me if there's a mistake and why. I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this exercise. Read the sentences, and if the sentence contains an error, let me know. What kind of assistance do you need, Karime? I'm going to let you know the answers, but I want you to see the sentences and trying to find out by yourselves. There's something wrong in some of them, not in all of them. Some of them are with a mistake. Yeah, let me find the link. Give me a moment. I'm going to have to use another browser. Called attendance, not assistance. Assistance is when you need help. Attendance is we're going to register your name on a list. That is the attendance list. Okay, some people just got the second one. They say that the after word goes after looked. So she looked after the children. She looked after the children when their mother was in hospital. So there's no problem with number 1. Hans, why don't you want to call your brother? You can call your brother. That's not the problem, if there's any. I'm going to share a link. You can get the books in that link. You can get many books in English, about mathematics, about anything. The number 5 has a mistake. Which one? Ask the cat out. That is kind of nonsense, because to ask out, you're going on a date, especially if for a drink. Ask the cat out for a drink. That's nonsense. So I'm going to show you the answers. Number 1 and number 3 are correct. They don't need any change. But number 2, you were right. Look after the children when the mother was in hospital. And in number 4, the verb is used without an object. We ate out doesn't need an object. You can add information. We ate out and had a wonderful meal last night. But there's not an object in ate out. And number 5, you can ask someone, my new colleague, my friend, my girlfriend, but you cannot invite a cat out for a drink. Okay? So that's all for today. Please fill the attendance. I left the link in the chat, and I share a link with you to get books. So how was it? Did you like the course, the class? Should I wait you next week? Bueno, eso es todo por hoy. Voy a dejar de grabar la presentación. El link lo comparto en el Drive y yo me imagino que los LiLEi Encounters les compartirán el link. Les dejo el link para que descarguen libros. Esos libros de English in Use tienen muy buenos ejercicios donde pueden aprender el vocabulario en contexto. Esta clase solamente fue para identificar qué era un phrasal verb, cómo verlos en las oraciones, pero son demasiados. Es como en el japonés cuando uno aprende kanjis, tiene que aprender muchísimos. Entonces, traten de conseguir los libros, descargarlos y practicar. Esa colección es muy buena y tiene incluida las respuestas en la parte final, pero pues no hagan trampa. Primero hagan el ejercicio y luego revisan las respuestas. Eso es todo por hoy. Nos vemos en una próxima sesión.
Tutor, buenos días, qué pena contigo, es que estoy en
Los que
observación.
están haciendo la observación,
Ok.
si necesitan hacerme algunas preguntas, por el Skype, por favor.
Ah, de acuerdo, gracias.
Voy a parar la grabación cuando encuentre el botón y me quedo con los que van a hacer las preguntas de la observación.
What is the event?
Thank you, teacher.